He ruled the most powerful empire on earth while dying from chronic illness. Yet he never complained once. Around 170 AD, Marcus Aurelius sat in a military camp on the frozen edge of the Roman Empire. He was sick. He'd been sick for years. Stomach pain, constant fatigue, probably some kind of chronic disease that had no cure back then. On top of that, he was fighting a brutal war. His wife had just died. His empire was falling apart. And yet, in his private journal, he wrote about pain like it was a teacher, not an enemy. He discovered something that most people never learn. That pain doesn't have to break you. It can make you stronger. But only if you face it the right way. Here's the thing about pain. Everyone experiences it. Physical pain, emotional pain, the pain of loss, failure, rejection, disappointment. It's unavoidable. But most people handle pain in one of two ways. They either run from it, or they let it destroy them. They avoid it, numb it, complain about it, or they collapse under it and become victims. Marcus Aurelius did neither. He faced pain directly. He didn't pretend it wasn't there. He didn't act tough. He acknowledged it fully, and then he used it. He turned suffering into strength, and he left behind a blueprint for how to do it. Back in ancient Rome, emperors were expected to be superhuman, strong, invincible, godlike. They built statues of themselves. They threw celebrations of their greatness. They pretended to be above human weakness. But Marcus was different. He knew he was human. He knew he was vulnerable. He knew he would suffer. And instead of hiding that, he studied it. In his journal, which we now call Meditations, he wrote constantly about pain and how to handle it. Not because he was obsessed with suffering, but because he was in the middle of it and needed to figure out how to keep going. How to lead an empire while his body was breaking down. How to make good decisions while grieving. How to stay strong while everything hurt. And what he figured out was this. Pain is just a signal. It's information. Your body or mind telling you something is wrong. But the pain itself isn't the problem. Your reaction to it is. Most people make pain worse by how they respond to it. They add suffering on top of pain. And that's what breaks them. Marcus wrote this line that changed everything. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. What's he saying? That you can't control whether you experience pain, but you can control how you think about it. And that control is where your power lives. He broke pain down into two parts. The physical sensation or the difficult situation. That's the pain itself. Then there's your judgment about it. Your story about what it means. Your belief about whether you can handle it. That's the suffering. And the suffering part is optional. Think about it. You stub your toe. That's pain. Instant, sharp, real. But then your mind adds layers. This day is ruined. I'm so clumsy. Why does this always happen to me? Nothing ever goes right. That's suffering. That's extra. That's what makes a moment of pain last for hours. Marcus learned to separate these two things. He'd acknowledge the pain. Yes, this hurts. Yes, this is difficult. But then he'd refuse to add the story. He wouldn't catastrophize. He wouldn't make it mean something about his worth or his future. He'd just let the pain be pain, without adding suffering to it. There's this powerful passage where he's clearly dealing with physical pain. He writes to himself, if you're pained by external things, it's not them that disturb you, but your own judgment about them. And it's in your power to change that judgment now. He's in pain, real pain. But he's reminding himself that the pain itself is just a sensation. The real problem is if he starts thinking, this is unbearable, this shouldn't be happening. Why me? I can't handle this. Those thoughts multiply the pain. So he cuts them off. He just experiences what is without adding the mental drama. But Marcus went even deeper. He didn't just accept pain, he used it. He saw it as training. He believed that difficulty was what built character. That easy lives created weak people. That struggle was the price of strength. He wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This is the core of Stoic philosophy. The obstacle isn't blocking your path. It is your path. The challenge isn't something to avoid. It's the thing that makes you better. So, when Marcus was sick, he didn't just endure it, he used it to practice patience, discipline, and endurance. When he was exhausted, he used it to practice pushing through. When he was grieving, he used it to practice acceptance. Every form of pain became a chance to strengthen something inside him. And here's what most people miss. He wasn't trying to become numb. He wasn't trying to stop feeling. He felt everything. The pain, the sadness, the frustration. But he didn't let those feelings control him. He experienced them fully and then chose his response. There's a difference between feeling pain and being controlled by pain. Marcus felt pain constantly. But he wasn't controlled by it. He still led. He still made decisions. He still showed up. Because he understood that pain is temporary, but who you become while facing it is permanent. Now, let's bring this to your life. Because you're dealing with pain right now too. Maybe not chronic illness or wars, but you've got your own struggles, your own hurt, your own difficulties, and how you handle them determines everything. Think about the last time something painful happened. Maybe someone hurt you. Maybe you failed at something important. Maybe you lost something you cared about. What did you do? Did you avoid it? Distract yourself? Numb it with whatever helps you forget? Or did you collapse into it? Let it consume you? Convince yourself you couldn't handle it? Marcus would tell you there's a third option. Face it, acknowledge it, feel it completely, but don't make it worse with your thoughts. Don't tell yourself stories about what it means. Don't catastrophize, don't play the victim. Just experience the pain for what it is, and nothing more. Here's a practical example. Say you get rejected. A job, a relationship, whatever. That hurts. Real pain, but then your mind wants to add suffering. See, I'm not good enough. This always happens to me. I'll never succeed. Nobody wants me. That's suffering. That's optional. That's what makes the pain last months instead of days. Marcus would say, yes, you got rejected. That's the fact. That's the pain. But the story about what it means, that's up to you. You can make it mean you're worthless. Or you can make it mean nothing about your worth at all. Just that this particular thing didn't work out. That's it. No drama, no identity crisis, just a fact. And when you can do that, pain loses its power to break you. It still hurts, but it doesn't destroy you. Because you're not adding fuel to the fire. You're just letting it burn out naturally. Marcus also taught something about physical pain specifically. He said the mind can cut itself off from pain. It can refuse to believe that pain is evil. Because pain isn't good or bad. It's just a sensation. Your judgment makes it evil. And that judgment is in your control. This doesn't mean you should ignore medical issues. Marcus took care of himself as best he could with ancient medicine. But he didn't let pain define his experience. He didn't become his illness. He was still Marcus, still the emperor, still doing his duty. The pain was there, but it was just one part of his experience, not the whole thing. Here's another key insight. Marcus wrote that everything is temporary, pain included. The nature of the universe is change. Nothing lasts. So, when you're in pain, remember, this will pass. Not as a way to avoid it, but as a way to put it in perspective. This moment of suffering isn't permanent. You've survived every painful moment up until now. You'll survive this one too. But here's where it gets really powerful. Marcus believed that pain reveals who you are. Easy times hide your weaknesses. Difficult times expose them. So when you're in pain and you notice yourself complaining, avoiding, or breaking down, that's information. That's showing you where you need to grow. Instead of beating yourself up about it, use it. Let the pain show you your weak spots. Then strengthen them. That's how you turn pain into growth. That's how suffering becomes strength. The question Marcus would ask is this: who do you want to be when things are hard? Because that's who you actually are. Anyone can be strong when life is easy. Anyone can be positive when everything's going well. But who are you when everything hurts? When nothing's going right? When you're exhausted and scared and in pain? That's the real test. And that's where you have a choice. You can let pain break you, make you bitter, weak, or scared. Or you can let it build you, make you stronger, wiser, more resilient. Marcus chose the second path. Every single day, while ruling an empire, while sick, while grieving, while fighting wars, he faced pain like it was a sparring partner, not an enemy, something to train with, not run from. And because he did that, he became one of the most respected leaders in history. Not because he never suffered, but because he suffered well. He turned his pain into wisdom, his struggles into strength, his obstacles into the way forward. The truth is, you're going to experience pain. That's not optional. Life guarantees it. But suffering, that's up to you. You can add it with your thoughts, or you can choose differently. You can face pain like Marcus did, acknowledge it, feel it, learn from it, and refuse to let it control you. Pain doesn't have to break you. It can make you, but only if you face it like a Stoic. Watch the next one for more ancient strength.